Okay.
And we have 3, 2, 1, and speed.
Well, David, I think maybe we have something in common. I'm not sure, but I think maybe we do. Your name's Suchet.
Yes?
French derivation?
Yes?
Okay. My derivation is split down the middle, 50-50, French, Irish. And my husband says there should be a law against such mergers. Much too volatile a combination.
Right.
But we're not here to talk about our ancestry. We are here to talk about the Falcon and the Snowman, and principally your role in this, because you play the KGB agent.
Yes, I do.
Now, is your character one person, or is he a composite?
Of the original, you mean, in the true story.
Mm-hmm.
He's become a composite. He's an amalgamation of 2 people that the boys actually met. And the scriptwriter, Stephen Zalian, merged those 2 people into one character called Alex.
Is Alex then kind of totally made up as far as his personality and the way you play him, or in fact was it spelled out that, or separated, where we want this part of the one man and this part of the other man?
No, it wasn't separate like that at all. You know, one side of one character, the other side of the other. No, it was formed as a complete character in terms of the experiences that they went through. But the actual portrayal and creation of the character really came from the page that Stephen wrote.
What impressed me about it, David, was the fact that you don't give us the stereotype KGB agent. And I wonder if that was...
I'm glad you said that.
Because
really, it's something I tried to avoid, tried very hard to avoid. You know, just being a stereotype. It's too easy, I think, for anybody to present just the Russian goon or just the Russian bureaucrat. But I was determined to present a human being with all the dimensions of one.
And what did you draw upon? In other words, what were you, just going through your lines and interpretation and everything, what were you thinking about so that you wouldn't get into the stereotype?
Mainly his background. In order to become the front man in a Russian embassy, would have taken a great deal of hard work and a great deal of intelligence. He would have had a very strict university training. He would have been an excellent linguist. He would have worked in politics and economics, and he would have also, being a front man, had a personality which could front. And therefore, to hang on to those qualities avoided the cliche and allowed me to play man with humor, wit, irony, and also a party man, and as such, quite formidable and dangerous at times as well.
It seemed to me, though, that he did have some real feeling for Christopher.
Yes, he did. And he envied him. He envied Chris his freedom and the ability to do what he wanted to do. And that's how he saw Chris, very much.
For yourself, as David Suchet, did you ever come to some kind of definite conclusion about why those boys did what they did?
One has to always remember with this film that it took place over a decade ago, and the justification for what they did, if there is a justification, let me say, has to be seen with the period that they were acting in, and also their ages, the development of a person going through that difficult time of life. Not knowing quite what their future is in a political climate which they find unbearable, and they behave in that fashion. The motivation is there, as long as it's put into perspective as to when it happened.
To change the subject just for a moment, you have a series coming up in which you play Freud.
Yes.
And I'm wondering, because the movies have dealt with Freud in the past, and I'm wondering, did you break any new ground as far as this man is concerned?
I hope we have, yes. It's not easy viewing. Freud is hard work and demands a lot of the viewer, and I think that makes it exciting viewing. It's a challenge to the viewer. I think what we show is not the demigod Freud. It's Freud's warts and all, and I mean that. He is not the mentor that he's set up to be. My research into him was unbelievably thorough, and there's a great deal of my blood on the floor in the way I worked on him. And I present him, I hope, as he was. A charming man at times, a very cruel man, an ambitious man, and sometimes not pleasant at all, not in any way.
Did what he leave us, is it valid psychoanalysis?
It's a very good question, and I'll have to answer it in a rather generalized way. If one believes that psychoanalysis is a good thing, then one must be grateful to Freud, because without him it wouldn't be here. If one believes that it is a bad thing, then there should have been no Freud. His theories of sexuality shouldn't come into that decision, because when people first learned to fly, the aeroplanes were ridiculous as well. But without the first aeroplane, there'd be no Concorde. Without Freud, there'd be no psychoanalysis.
That's a very good answer, as a matter of fact. Repeat that, David. It's very good. It plays well. Thank you so much. I've really enjoyed this chance to meet you, and congratulations on your very excellent performance in Falcon and the Snowman.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I mean, it's a nice interview. Very nice. Okay. Now we're
God,
going.
I did get round that last one, didn't I?
That was a great answer. That was a concise, excellent answer. Okay. Okay. Now, excuse me, before he starts up, how much space do we have on that tape?
Enough. Enough for reading.
Okay.
Enough for another interview, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
We have enough. We have
Yeah.
about 3 minutes.
Oh, all right, fine. But I don't like to play it too close to the end because the tape stretches, as you know. Okay. Enough of that. And are you cutting me about here?
Yes. Okay, we have 3, 2, 1, and speak.
Is your character a real person or a composite of people? If your character then is a composite, was it divided a certain part of one person and a certain part of the other person? Have you ever been able to come to a definite conclusion about why the boys did what they did? As I watch the movie, the impression I get of your as I watch the movie, the impression I get is that you did not go for the stereotyped Russian. Have you broken any new ground with this series on Freud? As far as what Freud left us, is psychoanalysis valid? And now just reactions. Okay, thank you.
Lovely interview.